Hello everyone and welcome to another Vital Bracelet video. In this video I'm going to be starting up another go of the Digimon dim, and this is for the current Digi hatch, which is the Animal Farm hatch, where we're only raising Digimon with 4 or more legs. So while Gabumon does have 2 legs, he does evolve into Digimon that have 4 legs. So I'm going to be just going with his normal path and raising a Metal Garurumon. And this is because I have War Greymon handy in the app, so that means that I'll be able to get a Megamon. So, double purpose, Metal Garurumon for the hatch, and then a Mogamon. I have just woken up and my vowels aren't working yet, I apologise. So we're going for Omegamon as well, because I don't have a Megamon yet. I only have a Megamon's What. So, let's get that started. So we'll light up that screen, we will remove the dim card insert, which I haven't lost yet, by the way. I'm very proud of myself for not losing the dim card placeholder thing. There's a word for it, but I do not know it at the moment. I mean, I probably normally know it, but now I don't. So we'll wait for that dim card to load. In terms of what I want to do with the rest of this video, I will have this video sort of be part of it being me starting up this dim, and then the second part being one of my out and about walking videos once it's evolved to Gabumon, which will be in a few hours. So I'll probably actually do that tomorrow morning when I walk the dog, because I don't have enough time to do that today, because it'll take a few hours for it to actually evolve into Gabumon. So it'll be baby for an hour and then baby 2 for 3 hours, or something along those lines. So I will not have time to do it this morning because it'll still be a baby and I want to walk it when it's Gabumon. In terms of what I'm raising for the hatch, I'll be also probably trying to raise my Pendulum Progress version 3, but I guess that's for another video. That video actually hasn't been recorded yet, but that video will come out before this one. And I just realised my Vital Brace is on mute because I was grinding battles last night with Greymon, and I was trying to be quiet about it. There we are. And there's our Punimon. So I'm going to put the sound on because I do like actually having the sound on. It also is handy for if I'm doing trophies, because the trophies, like every time you when you're doing like the punch mission or the squat mission or what have you, it'll give you a count each time you register part of that. So it's a good way to tell if it's working or not. And also I've noticed a kind of weird glitch thing with the Vital Bracelet is that every so often when I'm walking, it'll just stop counting steps. And it's similar for the hard missions. If I'm doing punching, it'll be counting 1, 2, 3, and then it'll stop counting. And that's happened twice. And it's been quickly fixed. It's like just me just sort of waiting, I guess. I don't turn it on and off or anything. I just let the screen go to sleep and then I start it up again and it's working. But that's something weird that I've noticed. So it's a good way to also, for me to tell if that glitch is happening again. I've noticed it also just stops happening if I'm taking steps. Like if I'm working on the 6,000 step special mission. But anyway, so that's what I've got for this hatch. I guess stay tuned for the out and about portion of this video. But yeah, in any case, thanks for watching this one, and I guess I'll see you in about 5 seconds when I'm out and about. Alright, so welcome back to part 2, and this time we're actually going to be talking about some news that came out over the night, but before that, I was unable to do this video yesterday because I had a migraine, so this video is a little bit late, but the good thing about that is that I'm able to actually talk about the news that we received overnight about the Tamagotchi Smart, which I guess at some point last year, Bandai just went, hey, a lot of people are really into like gamifying fitness, like Ring Fit and all that with, I guess, lockdown. Like, hey, why don't we make more smartwatches that are like fitness sort of things? So we got obviously the VB back in March, and now we have news about the Tamagotchi Smart, which is the Tamagotchi sort of wearable that is coming out in November. So pre-orders open in July, so that's next month as of recording this, and that's pretty cool. And it seems like very much a cross between, I guess, the Ps and a smartwatch. And if you're not really a fan of the Tamagotchi Ps is just a Tamagotchi that has different accessories that you can sort of plug in to unlock different DLC, and that's pretty cool. And if that sounds familiar, it's a little bit like the VB with the DIM cards, and they're called Tama Smart cards. So I guess they're kind of like smart cards, while the DIMs plays on Sims. This is sort of like a smart card sort of thing, which, if you're not sure what those are, basically before 2FA became a huge thing on computers, the thing to use was a smart card, which you plugged into your computer to sort of, as a means of verification to who you are. But, and Microsoft used to use that a lot. Now they use the MFA for everything. So it's basically, I'm not sure if that's a reference, but I would say it's a reference to the smart cards you use on your computer. But anyway, so this thing is huge. I will edit on a few photos onto the video, so it's not just me having a walk with Langley, who did not want to go for a walk today. He was mad at me because he did not go for a walk yesterday because I was sick with the aforementioned migraine. And yeah, so he's kind of a little bit grumpy today. He's a grumpy dog. He growled at me when I asked him if he wanted to go for a walk. Anyway, so yeah, I'll put on some pictures onto the video so you know, just sort of imagining what this thing looks like. But if you thought that the Vital Bracelet was huge on your wrist, this thing is way bigger. It is, well, what it looks like is imagine like, well, judging by the photos I've seen, imagine if it's just the Tamagotchi Ps or the Tamagotchi Mix or any of the Tamagotchi releases, and then just stick that on your wrist. So I'm not sure if it's just because all the renders that I've seen or all the photos that I've seen so far have it on a child's wrist, so it looks huge, but it looks enormous. Like, it makes this look like a slim little delicate thing. Of course I'm going to get it, of course I'm going to wear it, but it's just very large. So yes, it's basically the standard color screen that you would expect from Tamagotchi releases, except this time you wear it on your wrist. And there seems to be some voice and talking functionalities, so that's pretty neat. And yeah, so it comes out in November, and yes, of course I will be getting my hands on one, and I will pre-order it when it comes up to pre-order. I believe it's sometime next month. And yeah, so there's already a promotional video for it on YouTube that Bandai have released, and it looks pretty good. I think I would probably still prefer the Digimon one because it just has that extra sort of battling functionality, which I'm kind of a fan of. But it'd be interesting to see how the Tamagotchi Smart functions in terms of social abilities. Like if it has something like the VB, how you can do raids and battles on the app. I wonder if the Tamagotchi Smart will have, I'm assuming it would have an app. I'm not really sure how much of it is based on fitness, and if it's just literally just a wearable you have on your wrist that is just a Tamagotchi. I'm not sure, but I do like the fact that they're releasing the Tama Smart cards, just because I really do think that's a good way of going about it, rather than releasing a bajillion different versions of a Tamagotchi or a Digimon virtual pet. They're just releasing like the one, and then they release like 30 or so additional little cards and little features that come on those little cards. And the Ps did the same. Like, there was only the one version of the Ps with obviously different shells, and they didn't really release like a Ps 2 or a Ps Plus. It was just the Ps, and I'm a big fan of that because it obviously is cheaper in the long run if you only want to get 3 of the DLC card things instead of buying like 2 $70 each toys, you only have to buy one, and then you can buy like these additional $10 little add-ons. So I think that's a really neat way of doing it, and also it's a way of making more money, obviously, because then you'll have people who collect things like me, who were already probably going to buy every single edition of this, and then instead of them paying, let's say $140, they might be paying, let's say $70 for the additional one, and if they have like, let's say $10 a smart card or dim card or what have you, then, and you release like 20 of those, you're getting more money out of them than if you only release 2 different separate versions with the Digimon on it, or Tamagotchi rather. So it's sort of like a win-win. Like Bandai get more money, but also the people who may not collect all of them don't need to buy separate versions, and also it's better for like display. I'm running out of space for display, so every time I have to buy a different version, I was like, oh gosh, where's this one gonna go? But yeah, so that's super exciting. I'm pretty excited for that. I'm not sure if I'm going to wear it as much as the VB, just on the basis that it's huge. I kind of like thought that this was already pretty big. As you can barely see the fact that I'm wearing my Fitbit there, it's very thin. But yeah, so that's the thing, and I'm glad that I could talk about that. So I guess it's kind of a good thing I had a migraine and I wanted to die yesterday. I'm better now. Sort of, it's still buzzing a little bit in my head, but I'm well enough to actually go out and look at a screen, and which is good because I work in IT and I can actually look at a screen and do my job, which is great. And I walk the dog, which he may not look at, but he's actually really happy that he can actually go for a walk, and he's wearing his little FBI shirt because it's a little bit cold this morning. Anyway, let's see what I'm doing on the VB. We'll try me holding it out instead of just me sort of positioning my wrist awkwardly. We'll try this. So I've got Greymon at the moment, and yes, I know I said I'd give you an update on Gabumon, and Gabumon is, oh no, it's too bright. It was doing well a second ago. Anyway, so I have Gabumon here. Am I going to have to change let's see what different brightnesses I can use for this. But yes, so I do have Greymon. Yesterday I didn't really do much with the Gabumon, so I guess that's... Probably the answer is none of these brightnesses are good enough. Anyway, so you'll just have to believe me that that's, there we are, sort of a position like that apparently works. But anyway, so let's just skip past the brightness because that's not doing anything for us. And it wouldn't help that Langley is pulling on the... I've lost a good position now. Anyway, so, but I'm sure you're here for the Tamagotchi Smart news rather than the VB. But yes, so I have Gabumon at the moment. You can sort of, there we are, and the screen went off. So yeah, Gabumon hasn't really been doing much, sort of just been sitting there. I kind of swapped over for Greymon because I didn't want to accidentally get a bad evolution from Gabumon, which was bound to happen because I wasn't that active yesterday. When I felt a little bit better, I tried to get a little bit of exercise in, but it was after the time that my VB goes to sleep. So yeah, but I didn't really do much during the day. Obviously, I just kind of lay down and felt sorry for myself. But yeah, so this turned out to be more of a, instead of me talking about the Gabumon dim, it actually turned out to me talking about the Tamagotchi Smart, which well, I guess that worked out. That's probably a little bit more exciting to talk about. And I know that, I mean, a few months ago we actually got sort of a hint that something was coming because Bandai like trademarked a bunch of stuff involving Tamagotchi and smartwatch. So it was kind of like, I guess, on the cards for a while, especially with the VB's release. So it's kind of interesting if you think about it, like Tamagotchi came out and then Digimon came out sort of as a, I want to say what it was marketed as, the Tamagotchi for boys, which, I mean, I know that anyone can enjoy Digimon and anyone can enjoy Tamagotchi, but that was definitely what it was marketed as, at least in Australia. So it sort of came out as that, and now we're sort of getting Digimon doing something and then Tamagotchi coming out with similar after it, which is pretty cool. I mean, obviously Digimon weren't the first one to come out with the app. Tamagotchi was, because they had the apps for the mix and the meets. But yeah, so I don't know, that's kind of funny to me. I don't know why. But it's just, I guess Bandai always kind of wants them to be similar enough, which is great. I like both of them. I think I prefer Digimon more. And I think I'll probably still prefer the VB to the Tamagotchi Smart because it looks huge. But then again, the Tamagotchi Smart's not out yet, and it won't be out for a few months. And it's not even up for pre-order. It's pre-order next month, which is good. I can hunt down a pre-order page and then put that in from Japan when I can. And that'll be super exciting because I just really like when stuff arrives. And hey, what's the release month for the Metabot Metal Watch again? Because I think that's coming out soon, isn't it? Actually, it might be November, which was good because then I can have that in my order. But yeah, so what else is coming out? I think there's a Tamagotchi Pix, which is coming out in September. I haven't got that on pre-order. It's like $100. I'm not sure if I can justify it. It looks, every time I look at the promotional art, it's always got like really, really young kids in it. And see, the thing with the Tamagotchi Smart is that they actually have people who look older, maybe older teenagers or people in their early 20s. And that makes me feel less bad about buying this toy. I'm like, I already know it's a toy. But when they put kids on it, I'm like, okay. That kid is like, I had a full-time job when that kid was born. Like, it makes me feel very, very old. And yeah, so excited for the Pix, so I'm probably still going to get it. It looks like an interesting concept. Like, you can take photos of it with like a little camera in it and hang out with your Tamagotchi. But like, the Smart sounds really cool. But again, it's going to look huge unless they were just really bad renders and people on people with small arms. It looks big, but then again, did not think the VB looked that big. Now we can see Government, but Langley wants to go. But yeah, so we'll try to do a battle and see how that comes up. Yeah, we'll do a mirror match. Yeah, so I started my walk a little bit earlier because I wanted to go for a longer one for Langley, and also because I wanted to talk about the birds are going overhead. So I guess it's a little harder to see the screen because the sun is just rising now. And you could probably tell by the level of brightness that changed in the video. Hey, look, we won. And there we are, Government won a battle. So anyway, so that was basically it for this video. It kind of turned into something different than what it was in the first part. So I'm going to have to put on some text on the screen at the start that says, hey, look, I know I'm talking about something that says, I'm just going to talk about Government today. No, I'm going to talk about the Tamagotchi Smart for like an additional 15 minutes. And then we'll show some Government as a treat. So basically that's all I really wanted to talk about. As I said, there's not much more to go on. It was literally just announced overnight. I woke up and I checked my phone, like, hey, that was the announcement. I kind of thought that would be coming because, as I said, they trademarked it like months ago, but it's pretty exciting to see. So I guess that's it for this video. So thanks for watching, and I hope you weren't too bummed out that we spent more time talking about Tamagotchi than a Digimon VB, but what can I say? I'm excited. So until the next one, I will see you on the next one, which makes sense. So bye!